So most recently, the topic of relationships has been coming up. And something in the spiritual community, especially when it comes to working at the level of the soul, that I see quite often is the topic between twin flame and soulmate. Now, oftentimes, what I do see with twin flame relationships is very toxic and disempowering. There's this whole romanticized idea of finding that person for you, the one where you feel whole and complete with. And ideally, you want to have a healthy, strong relationship. But the problem starts occurring when you start to fall into this idea and belief that you found this one individual, twin flame, and they just seem to feel like you guys have this connection. You've probably known each other throughout lifetimes. You feel like you have a deep connection with them, and you feel like your soul has been waiting, longing. What happens? This can also have a similar energy dynamic with soulmates. And I'm going to highlight differences here. The problem is when we look at the soul level, talk about karma and relationships at so many levels. And when we talk about relationship dynamics, relationships are meant to help you to grow, to learn more about yourself. Remember, you are soul reincarnated. You're a piece of the universe. To know yourself, right, is to know the universe. To know the universe is to know yourself. And think about the parents you were born with, the close proximity family members, your brothers, your sisters. They irk the hell out of you, right? But they are the very people that you chose to be born with, because they carried the energy, the frequency that you needed in order to grow, to learn more about yourself, to really discover your strength. And again, and even in those relationship dynamics, they're not perfect. A lot of us have experienced trauma, maybe a disconnection, maybe we're not even close with our families. And that's okay, because maybe you entered into this life to learn boundaries, to learn you do not have to self-sacrifice yourself and your needs and your wants for the sake of someone else. And now, when it comes to the twin flame aspect, that is a similar thing. A lot of people think, oh, this is the destined person for me. But the problem starts occurring when you let this ideal overrule everything. That individual might have some toxic traits about them. Maybe there's a lot of things that you have to put up with. And so you choose to stay in this relationship because the ideal image for you is worth so much more, and it causes anxiety and fear. And also, it is very disempowering when you allow someone else to walk all over your boundaries and whom most likely doesn't treat you well. And with these type of relationships, it gives permission for this individual to have this level of control over you, narcissistic almost, and more. Yet when we talk about soulmates, we have this connection. You met a friend. It doesn't even have to be romantic. I've met this friend. I met the stranger. We instantly click. That type of connection knows no bounds. We do not need to know about each past. We don't have to rehash our wounds or trauma. We simply see each other for where we are right now. And there's a sort of connection that has brought us together. It could be the fact that you guys have similar interests. It could just be the very fact that you're at the right place at the right time, and that's how you connected. Maybe there's a certain magnetic attraction. And when you begin to explore that relationship dynamic, it's not one where there's an enmeshment, a codependency, what you would usually see in those toxic relationship dynamics of the twin flame. It is one where it is supportive. They want to see you grow. Maybe your chosen family, friends. They help you along the way on your soul's journey of growth and expansion. And so while both, you probably have already met them at some other timeline in your life, for both the twin flame and the soulmate, and then you meet them again in this lifetime now, The difference is with the twin flame, I see it as more as a karmic lesson in line with like that family connection, because it's a big lesson of learning how to love yourself. Your love is not going to be found, the love fulfillment that you crave and desire, as all humans do, is not going to be found out there outside of yourself. You do not have to put up with mistreatment or abuse, and most definitely not have to feel like you have to wait for this relationship to come back around. Again, your own discretion into your intuition. And I bring this up because, especially in Gemini season, it's so important to know what kind of relationship are you worthy of having. I see so many times when souls are ruminating over a particular relationship and they're in this pain body, they're emotionally, mentally drained, exhausted, feeling hurt. And at the soul level, it's like you have to learn how to make peace with this relationship. Whether the peace is the fact that, again, you need boundaries and maybe you just stay friends, or you need to cut them off altogether. There's a particular lesson from a past lifetime that is coming up for you to step into, to learn to integrate, to set your own grounds for yourself. Do you really think that you were put here in the universe to chase after somebody? That relationships have to be so hard? No, that is not the way of the expansive energy of the universe and the love of the divine itself. And when you just pay attention to what's actually going on in your experience, how you're feeling, the level of conversations, how you leave after you interact with said peoples, be it romantically or friendships, etc., that's how you know if this is a healthy relationship I want to be in, and one that I can see myself growing with. You find a healthy relationship, and again, the universe will give you signs when it is a positive one for your soul's alignment and growth journey. All relationships require work. They require commitment, consistency, and it's not a level of dependency where you give your whole entirety of yourself to somebody else and you sacrifice your needs, your desires, your identity. If you needed help, I'm a call away. If you need an ear, I'm here. There's no attachment. I am not here trying to monopolize you, manipulate you, and make you feel worse after having been with me. That is a key thing that we often forget, that you cannot hold on to something that's weighing you down and expect to be happy, and then at the same time be open to seeing the individual, the other soul who could be here for you in this present lifetime. If you're still holding on to something else, you have to learn to let it go and create space. But primarily that always comes back to feeding yourself emotionally, nurturing yourself, having your own self-worth, value, love meter healthy and strong. The ways that the universe works is through vibration and who you are being, who you are believing in your programming. Right? So if you love yourself, you accept yourself, you set really good boundaries and honor your self-worth, you are going to attract that same level of people and that type of vibration that will honor you as the goddess that you are and the king that you deserve to be treated as. And if likewise, if you have no self-worth, no self-value, you let anyone walk over you, you're going to be continuing to be attached to this toxic dynamic that needs to be cut off. And you'll be stuck in that until you allow yourself to move on. If you've been feeling this imbalance of energy in your relationships, romantically, friends, or even workspaces, it can be draining. And this is where Reiki energy work actually helps to support you so that you can find that level of confidence, your self-worth energy center, right? That level within you to step forward and set your own boundaries, to speak out your truth and what you are worth. Feel free to DM for one-on-one healing sessions that can be done virtually as well and as in person. And let's get together.